you spot two airplanes from the tower, so you're not traveling. Okay, you're not like going and then turning. So that's one important point to notice here. And so the plane A is 100 kilometers away at north 55 east. So if you have a ruler, very important in my opinion, and I'll try to give you lots of space on the test or on the quiz. So you don't have an excuse to, like, don't have those tiny little graphs, okay? So there we have it. And you might have to erase and start all over. So north 55 east at 100 kilometers, there's north and I turn 55 east. It's probably more like this, and I go 100 kilometers. So this is the radar, this is plane A. So there's 100 kilometers there, and I know this is 55 over here. So then next, from the same tower, plane B is spotted, and this is where I wanted to talk about some scaling would be helpful, some scaling. What I mean by that is, this is 180 kilometers, plane B is at 180, right, in the direction south 65 east. So it is definitely longer than this one. So that's something that I would say is very helpful. So you go south, and then you go 65. 65. So it'd be even more like this, and it'll be longer, right? That's probably a good idea to have a little bit of scaling in your diagram. It helps, okay? And so there you have it. That's the scenario. This is 65 here. Backing up. So that's a good interpretation. If you do a little bit of, some of you found this, you go 90 minus 55 to find that little bit, and you go 90 minus 65 to find that little bit, and then you add it up. That's fine. Regardless, you get 60, okay? And this is basically here. This would represent the distance between the planes, right? The direct distance. So that's a good interpretation. Do I always need the clean version? No. I will probably ask you sometimes, make a clean version of this as well. But this would be, if you want to work with this, I'm fine with it, okay? So let's see what we've got. Do we have enough information to get started? Oh, Mr. Dirk, is 65. Look at that, look at that. This is 65 right here, and this is 55. Just alternate something, right? Remember? Don't do it. Don't do it. Because the 55, if you wanted to transfer it over, you could, but you got to make sure that it's with the north and south line, north-south line, that it makes the 55 width. So yes, that is correct, but it's not going to help you in the triangle. So you got to be careful. Don't transfer things over that aren't helpful to you, okay? Next, let's solve. In this case, it wants how far away are the planes from each other. So that's that. This is just cosine law at its finest, right? And not even decimals, right? Nothing like that. So you just solve it like this. I would say you should copy it, and you have an example. I would give you a mark for the diagram, a mark for figuring out the 60, a mark for solving, right? And probably another mark for the work that goes with it. You type all of this into your calculator, you get 24,400. And remember, if these numbers are big to begin with, you're going to get a really big number inside the root, but our calculators can handle just about anything, okay? If you take the root, it's 156.20 kilometers, and there you have it. That answers A, right? This part right here. Okay, so this I would expect you. I would expect you to be able to do something like this, and then B is tricky. B is tricky, especially if you didn't draw it to scale. It's hard to see. I'm going to use a blue pen here for this part. It wants the compass direction. Like for B, if you were the tower and you're saying, hey, plane B, plane A is in a certain compass direction from you, then go ahead and make a compass rose right at that corner. Okay, so there's this north-south. There is your east-west. And this 65, it's up to you how you want to do it. But look at the 65, right? It's touching the north-south, the south line in this case. I can bring that over and tell myself that this is 65 also. Okay, 65 all around. Like that alternate interior comes over here. And what I'm going to do, and this is where highlighting is very helpful, I'm going to figure out this angle here inside the triangle. And I'm going to take that away from 65. And that's going to allow me to figure out this one here, because this is the one that I really need in order to be able to say what the compass direction is. Because if you follow me, this would be what? North something, right? North something west, right? I just have to fill out that angle. If you somehow grabbed this angle and transferred it over to here, that would also work out actually. What's this angle right here? This wedge right here is 25, correct? That's 25 right there, just there. If you bring that over, that is 25 here as well. That would have been so much easier. Because you can say what? West, 25 degrees east. Sorry, west, 25 degrees north. What did you get for this one? I have north 31 degrees west. Because I need to go all the way. So you still need to find this angle. Sorry. We want that with respect to the red line. So you got to go 25 and this angle. So we need to solve for that angle regardless. There's no choice. There's no way around it. So let's find angle B. I will do that. What would you like to use to solve for angle B? We have, now that we technically have this angle and this side, so we've got a pair. So I'm going to use 100 kilometers to solve for this angle, the green one right there, which is, I'm going to call angle B. Right? So let's do that. Sine of 60 over the one I just found. And then it's sine of angle B over 100 kilometers. Okay, make sure to write this down. Sine of B is this times this. This isn't going to be very popular. It may show up here and there, but I wouldn't stress too much about this type. But if it does show up, you are ready. 0 point, this is, I actually used cosine law on my key. 30 something, right? Janmar, you got 33 earlier? 33? I remember that part when I looked at your work. So that's 0.554 something. And so angle B is sine inverse of that. And that is, second, 3367. So now I will highlight, I will use that color I used for the angle of that triangle and highlight it here. Get rid of the west 25 north. We don't want that there. That's not really the answer. That would be the compass direction from plane B to get to the radar station, right? That's what that would be. We don't want that. So we're going to go 65 minus 3367, And that's gonna give us I think I rounded to a whole number in my key. I rounded this to a whole number. Let's do that in a bit. 31, 33. And someone asked me, Joao, I think you asked me, can I leave it as a decimal or can I do a whole number? In reality, you would do whole number. Like no tower would probably give you a decimal for your compass direction. So I would say either way is fine. So this would be north, right? North 31 degrees west, okay? Because I rounded that. So if you wanted to leave it as a decimal, I'm fine with it. But that would be the compass direction, right? And this is 31 right here, right? That pink angle that I found, that's really 31 there. So that's how I came up with my compass direction there. This is really getting you to think about these questions and what can I utilize to help me out. Okay. All right, I'm going to stop there.